Welcome, welcome. Hi, I'm Christy from Christy's Stampin' Spot. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in the United States. Welcome, welcome. Good morning. Let me just check to make sure I'm all with you. Where I'm supposed to be. Go on my phone. I know. How's everyone's morning this morning? I hope everyone is doing good. I just need to check to make sure I'm where I'm supposed to be. Ooh, it looks like I'm live. Just gotta check to make sure that the sound is working. Yep. Oh my gosh, it totally is. It's awesome. Awesome, awesome. That is what I love. But it's working. Yay! Okay, good morning. Oh my gosh, it's already the end of April. So today is April 29th. We got one more day of April, which means we have one more day of our annual catalog before the new one starts. So let me go ahead and turn you guys down. Oh my gosh. So tomorrow is April 30th, Tuesday, and it'll be the last day for the 2023-2024 annual catalog. And that also would include the in colors that are retiring. Those are the Sweet Sorbet and Orchard Oasis and let's see, where's those colors? Right here. Starry Night, Tahitian Tide, Parakeet Party, and Sweet Sorbet. So I know some of the refills are gone. I think there are actually still some in color products left. I didn't actually go on to check what hasn't. I know our stamp sets have been really going quickly, but there's still quite a few things that are available still in our last chance sale, which goes until tomorrow. So that's the 2023-2024 annual catalog and our January to April mini catalog, which had so many awesome things. Now there is quite a few things that are carrying over. So for instance, like the beach set, which I love, the beach day set, it will be carrying over, but you can still get the dies, but you won't be able to get them together as a bundle and save that extra 10%. So any of the things, even if they're carrying over, if they're in a bundle, you won't they will be offered but to separately, so you'll be able to buy the stamp set and the dies but just not together under one code and save that 10%. So keep that in mind. And tomorrow is the last day. I can't believe it's already the end of April and May is just a day away, which is so insane. Right? Time just goes by so quickly. Okay, so that means though then May 1st this beauty goes live, and you guys will be able to see. We'll be able to show the inside cover. The digital copies will be available on my website and on the online store. It's so pretty. There's so many fun things in here. You guys are gonna be so excited, and I'm gonna do a little preview. So what I'm gonna do later on today. This is what I did this weekend because I really am bad about waiting to the last minute. I am doing a really fabulous swap. I've posted about some of the swaps before, and this is my spoiler alert sneak peek. This is my swap card, and this is actually with the gorgeous Layers of Beauty bundle, which I am just in love with. So I used it earlier last week for an in color block hop. Oh, I used just the in colors, but I wanted to play with the peach because I love my petal pink. So I was like, I must try the petal pink with it. Love, love, love. And then I used that new embossing folder. That is this giant, it's so big. It's 6 by 8.5. So let's see if let me get a regular one. Okay, so let's see if I have a regular one right here. Here's the Fern 3D embossing folder. It is also a 3D embossing folder. And but look, there you go, you guys. That's the regular 4x6 one, and then so the 6x6, right? Is, let's see. I know I have a big 6x6 one in here somewhere. Here we go. Time Warp Type. And I think these are still available, you guys. If you don't have the Time Warp Type, I would say make sure you get on and get it because it is a fabulous. I was really sad that this one was retiring because it was one of my favorites. I love it, but look at that. That's with the 6x6. So these are huge. They use the new Circles 3D. Isn't that pretty? It's so pretty. It is pretty. To create this with that. And then this is one of the new ink colors. This is the Summer Splash. And then I did use Summer Splash and the Shy Shamrock on the leaves. So we have had the layer with, I think it was Enduring Beauty was the one that was in, that you can get now that's in the this catalog. Let's see. If I go to the back. Do. Do they show where where is the, oh, here we go. Enduring Beauty, so it's page 38. That's my favorite part about these, one of my favorite parts about these little mini catalogs. They have that. Okay, so they do have the Enduring Beauty, and this is one you can get right now as a bundle. It has the really fun building stencils, as well as the dies and the stamp set with the all those pretty sentiments. I really like this. It has a really great label. There's also a really fun label in the new set. So this is on page 38 of the Retiring mini catalog. This set is going over. Is you're going to be able to get it, but again, I don't think you get it as the bundle with the bundle price. You guys can get that now. Oh my gosh, love this. I played with that one a couple of times. Oh, these, using the layers of beauty, using the masks is very addictive. So like I said, I've been making so many cards. I just can't stop. And so this is the beautiful stamp set. It's a gorgeous roses, and this is actually a million sales achiever, Shelley. Wow, I can't read. Good Godby, her set. Isn't that beautiful? It's gorgeous. I love with little daisies. So pretty. And it's, of course, photopolymer. It's really lovely. And then it comes with a set of dies, and it has this really adorable stitched tag die. I love tags. Love tag dies. Of course, it has the pieces that will die cut out the images, and then it has a few extra leaf dies as well. And then, oh my gosh, you guys. So if you haven't played with our stencils before, our decorative masks, there is a set of 5, and they actually have the numbers up here on here. You can see them. There's one, it says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And they also have these little notches. So if you don't have the stamp set, you could just layer them so they're all on the notches, and you could build the flower without the stamp set, which is kind of cool. Although I really love I really do love this stamp set. I thought so when you make swaps, you count everything up, and I always have a few extra. And when I was thinking about what I was going to do today, I had one piece left, and I was like, oh no, I don't have the flower for the front, and I don't, I could put something else in front of it, but I was like, oh, I'll just make another one of these and show you guys how I do it. So this has got, it's just a petal pink upfold card base. So it's the, I just cut the 8.5 by 11 at, I've kept the 11 and I cut it at 4 1/4, and then scored at 5.5. And then I have a piece of the Summer Splash, which is one of the new ink colors, the upcoming ink colors, at the 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. And then I've actually cut down my panel here to actually what I usually do for my inside. So it's 5 1/8 by 3 7/8, just so I have a little bit more. I just wanted to show a little bit more of that Summer Splash. I didn't want to cover up because it's a new ink color. It's pretty. And as you can see, I used the that fabulous new circled. I had the thing for it. I don't remember exactly what it's called. It's 3D circles. I've somehow set aside the little paper that comes with it, and I have not gotten my labels on it. You guys will see it in the catalog. I can't wait to you guys to show it. But and I'll make sure I put what everything is in the description of this video. And when I finally get them all up on my blog, isn't that pretty? But what's cool about this one is I was able to do 2 at one time, and I just had to flip it over, and they were so I could get them all about the same, with the circles going halfway, which is so super cool. And then of course when I went and did, we had to do 11 swaps, and then I like to cut my pieces the size that I need before I emboss them. Sometimes especially if your trimmer blade is not super sharp, you can tear it's really hard to like cut it down once you've embossed your paper because you're breaking down your fibers a little bit. So I like to cut mine. These are 4 by a half. This is the my basic inside and back of the card strips. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll emboss this really quick. But I just throw those on there, and of course because it is a 3D, I'm just going to do it behind here. And what's fun about this is you have to make sure you've got it on your plate good because it is the same size as your plate. So it's just the same size as your plate. It's so big. But I actually did like a ton of these. So I cut them all up and I just set them all out and was able to make a bunch at one time, which is so awesome. And of course, and it is a 3D, so you would just use your regular, like you would do a regular 3D, and it fits just like that with the four on top, which is super nice. Okay, so now I have my little petal pink strips to go on the inside and the back of the card. And as you can see, I did on the inside, I put the Grateful for You, and I did the little daisy on the inside. I thought that was super, super dodes adorbs. I'm going to show you guys how I made this. It's so easy. And I have mentioned that I've really fallen in love with the new grip mats that sadly CFNF hasn't made one yet. Hopefully they will make one. But I was able to get one and put it into my Stamparatus. So they make them to fit in multiple different types of stamp positioning tools. I don't have like a referral link or anything like this, but I just use it. So I love to show you guys tips and stuff that I love. And I keep the little piece of acetate on here. I need to actually look at, I don't know if you can tell, acetate's super dirty. I need to wash my acetate. And then of course, whenever your grip mat starts to feel like it's losing its tack, you just rinse it with a little bit of Dawn under the faucet and your sink, and then let it air dry, and it's tacky again, which is so awesome. Okay, so when you start off with this, let's start off. We're gonna need to do our to stamp our image, because I really do love using the big image, and I'm gonna use, of course, my Stamparatus. So when you do these big ones, I really love using a stamp positioning tool. I think the more and more I use it, more often. And then for this one, you don't have to cut it down because we're going to cut it out. So I just use a regular piece of basic white. I'm going to cut it. Actually, this feels like a thick piece of basic white. Like I got it out of the wrong spot. I totally did. Regular basic white. And that is, so with new catalogs come new changes. I think our basic white's going up. A lot of our Stampin' Blends, all of our Stampin' Blends are going up $1. So if you guys need any of that stuff, I know that there's not very much left on the clearance rack, but I'm telling you, now is a good time to get anything that's most of the stuff is going up in price. I mean, that just is how it is. The basic white and the basic white envelopes, I think, are going up. So I would grab, if you want, you can grab a pack of those and put that um, in your cart to get this. Okay, so underneath the grip mat, I actually put these. This is just like how I usually do my, so I kind of keep it, and because it's clear, you can see the lines underneath. I need more of the cheap lines besides just the measurements. So I've got that in there. I cut my paper, so it was a regular 8.5 by 11. I cut it down at the 5.5, because so if I wanted to make a book fold, this would be a full card base, and then I cut it at 4.25. So I kind of liked it. I mean, there's a little bit of waste when I'm die cutting this out. I really like, especially since I made a multiples, I really liked using a little bit bigger than I need piece. Because look at that, it barely fits on there, but that way you give enough space. Remember, when you're using your dies, you want to make sure you get a little bit of space around your image for your dies to fit, right? So you don't want to make it too close to like one edge if you're wanting it to cut out nice. Okay, so now, then after I've got that done, I'm going to get my Memento, and I'm going to use my Memento on my layers of beauty. It's so pretty. Image, I love this. So pretty. I'll get that on there. Oh, so it's funny, as I used so much of this weekend that my arm is really hurting me. As you can see, I have a hard time pressing down. So it really makes using a stamp positioning tool for me to get everywhere I needed to go. Make sure I got the ink on here nice. I definitely need, as you can see, I did it a bunch of times, which is what the best part about a stamp and positioning tool. It's the best part. You want to get your colors nice and crisp. There we go, isn't that pretty? Ah, so pretty. So pretty. Okay, so let's remove that. Love, love, love. Okay, and then I'm going to clean off my rose stamp. That nice and clean. And this is my chamois. I just cut it in half. If you guys don't have a chamois, if you don't have one tool, like this is the one I would get. I love my simple chamois. I think cleaning your stamps while you go, I think, is really an important, because otherwise I always tend to put my stuff into, if I leave a stamp with ink on it, I'm always setting my project down into it. I love it. I just do all the time. So I like to be able to clean my stamps right away. Also, you can put, let's see, all the things. Okay, so now I have that. Oh, here it is. I need to clean that. But make sure you put your that acetate back. That helps keep it sticky and not get stuff into it, which is very important. I love that. So I'm just going to put that back. And with photopolymer, I like to clean it and put it right back because, man, I am having trouble not losing losing my photo. Well, that one would be really hard to lose. But also with the waffle flower, I have got this is the 4x6, or I'm sorry, it's a little 5.25 by 5.5, and I've been using it to hold my paper and my masks down. Now you can use so when you're ink blending, I love that I have a glass mat. I'm just gonna pick up my Fabulous. I still need paper mat. I know some people have already gotten rid of their having to use that because the glass mat is so nice, but I'm telling you, I have to still use the paper. It still is hard for me. And then this, the way I have it, let's see. Let me move this out of the way so I can get more space. And I'm just gonna attach it like this. So my paper is on that grip mat. So you can also use your tape, magnets, if you guys are good at using the magnets. I am not good at using magnets. And the tape is good too, but it's just so easy with the grip mat, the grip mat, guys. It makes you a little lazy. So I'm going to use these, and then I'm going to make, again, I want to make another one of the ones that I had made before. So I'm going to start with the one. So I always start with my bigger pieces first, although you could do however you want. But when you're layering, I find it's easier to do it. And then you just line up your pieces. So there have these little pieces that will let you, that'll cover like the center of your daisies. I find that that was one of the things I used to line mine up the most, is that to make sure the daisies are covered, the center to help me keep it in the right spot, as well as, you know, the big dark lines, right, of the flowers. Okay, so once I get this on, okay. Now I have really loved using the the small blending brushes. I think it's really what you're used to and what you love to use. Whether if you want to use the bigger um, blending brushes or the little blending brushes. It's a little harder to do this when you're at an angle. Just you definitely want to make sure you get your thing on right because there we go. And I would just attach it. Um, I wash mine out. I find that when I wash mine out, I need to wash it twice. So I have to let it dry and then wash it again. But I didn't do it as much because I knew I was going to come back and do this again. But I like for the little brush, I like to use on the littler spaces. And if I'm going to use a big brush, if you're going to do a big piece, I really like using the big piece. Also, if you're doing a bunch, like I said, I did a bunch of these, I actually had to put more ink onto my petal pink. And when you guys do that, you know, you just do the drops, and then you can use the back of a spoon to smush it and let it set for a little bit before you use it. So I'm going to use the petal pink first. I love petal pink. I'm going to use the petal pink and I'm going to use my big brush on it. As you can see, let's see, here's a piece of the white. I don't have, there's no white there, even though I've washed it, even though it's discolored. See, there's no ink on it. When you wash these, they come out, they don't, they're still stained. So you can always check before you use it, but they clean out well because I just don't use, and then I just don't have a different one for every color or color grouping. Okay, so and then this is the part that you can do whether you want it to be light or if you want it to be dark. However, oh my gosh, you guys, do you see? I love it. It's so pretty. It's really addictive using these little layering. It's so pretty. And you know, roses aren't, I don't think I mean, I love daisies, so I do a lot of daisies. I don't do a lot of roses. Those are not usually the flowers that I am drawn to when I'm doing stamping. We used to have some wild roses that were out front. My husband thought were more of a weed. We don't have those anymore. We put those other ones on in there that are the hummingbird flowers. I forget what they're called. But they don't have the thorns. We had the wild ones. The thorns were just out of control. Oh, they were so pretty. But okay, so let's see if I can make this zoom in just a little bit more. Maybe if I'll just move my thing over. There we go. Can you guys see that? Not pretty? So gorgeous. I guess I should check. Usually I have my daughter check, but we're up very late. I don't see it there. I'm just trying to make sure I'm not missing anything. Yeah. Sweet. Okay. Then after you're done with the one, and you again, you saw I positioned it, you can take it off. So, And then I usually don't clean mine right away. You can use a baby wipe to wipe them down. I like to just put them under the sink. But if I want to go back and touch things up, so I don't usually clean it in between, but you just do need to make sure you set it up. I've got it setting up on my computer on my laptop so that it doesn't I don't accidentally put stuff in it because there is still ink on there. Okay, so again, I'm going to put the second one on. And I'm going to use, again, I'm going to use the petal pink on this one. So I'm actually going to use Calypso Coral as the thing to make to give it a little bit of extra color. But for this, I'm just going to have that on there good. Can't tell. That's the only problem is you guys, when you're doing this, you want to make sure you look down on it so you can see where your stuff is. You're covering, and like I said, even with this one, these two pieces right here are covering your daisy. So make sure you've got those covered. Kind of, I mean, I remember the little two was over here on this corner, but I definitely just set it down. Okay. And then I'm just going to go back over it with the darker petal pink. And so I'm just layering the petal pink on top of itself, and it actually it's enough of a color to really really show. It's so pretty, you guys. Petal pink. If you go on my website, you can see I did do it in the new ink colors, which is nice. I use Pretty in Pink, which is my favorite. I love Pretty in Pink. Okay, so now if I take this off. Okay, I don't think there's as much of a definition. So I think I want to add a little bit more ink. So I'm going to go ahead and put my stencil back down. Right, you just make sure you put it on the same place. Right, you're looking at those daisies, making sure their centers are covered. It's like my biggest clue. Okay. Let me add a little bit more. Of the petal pink because I want it to be a different. I want it to be a little darker shade on there. Okay, let's see. Then you can lift it and look. Oh yeah, there we go. You guys see that? Isn't that pretty? Oh, it's so pretty. Okay, so let's go ahead and close that up. Okay, so I'll set that aside. Now we're going to do the third. I like to do all the flowers first. The third is the one with the smallest amount. So I'm going to go ahead and put this back down on my grip mat to hold it. And then I'm going to again. Now on this one, you also center, but it's over the white of the daisy centers. You guys see that? So that's the daisy centers, the white spots. So that's how you know you've got it in the right place. It's over, and I'm going to use the Calypso Coral. And I find with this, I really like the small ones. Although I love to use the smaller. I think I like the smaller blender brushes better. I seem to use those a little bit more. Okay, so now I'm just going to add the Calypso Coral. And I've always loved Calypso Coral with Petal Pink. I mean, those two are my kind of my go-to colors. I always want to add them. So you don't have to do what you think are rose colors, or you can use whatever favorite colors, whatever you want. I mean, I bet you these flowers would look pretty any color combination that you wanted to try to do. They'd look good with anything. So you can use how dark you've gotten it by looking at the little circles for the daisy centers, because that's it's a little harder to tell when you're layering how dark it is underneath the layer. Again, like I said, you can always add them back on and see if you need a little bit more. But nope, it looks pretty good. Look at that, guys. Isn't that beautiful? So beautiful. Oh my gosh. And it's so easy. Blending is using your blending brushes and using these really pretty layering things are nice. Okay, so again, here's 4 and 5, and um, I like to do the bigger pieces first, and then the littler ones. So whether you do your leaves or your flowers first, I would say I don't think that matters which. But I definitely like to use the bigger piece with the widest amount of stuff showing. I think I like to do that one before I do the other piece, because the other one is you want that usually be darker, so you're laying more ink on. Um, so for me, I definitely like to put that on first. Okay, so this one is I'm going to use the Summer Splash. I want to make sure I add most of it Summer Splash, right? With I'm going to use the Shy Shamrock to add. Those two colors just look so beautiful together. I love our new ink colors. You guys, they are so super yummy. They're such yummy colors. And so again, it's clean. I checked it on a piece of white, even though it looked like it had color on it still. All right, so I've got it all nice and secure. And I know I've seen some people use like a block um, to make sure they don't get the fingers, their hand in the ink when they're doing this. I found that I'm a little too, when I had the block, I actually was a little too rough and moved stuff. So that's what I'm still using. But I've got this spot right here where I can set my fingers down slope, because this does have a little bit of a bump. Um, so it doesn't lay perfectly flat. I haven't noticed that it gave me a line or anything. Um, so I haven't had a problem with it being a little bit raised on that edge. But I do like using my fingers to hold down on this bottom spot. Do I need to? Probably not, but that makes me feel like I've got more control. So pretty. Oh my gosh, you guys. And of course, depending on I'm like fully coloring it in, but you don't have to. You could have leave a variation of that beautiful color. Um, it's just so pretty. The Summer Splash is a really gorgeous color. It's kind of like a greenish blue. So it's similar to our Coastal Cabana. I bet you this would look really good, like Coastal Cabana on top of it. It's a really nice, it's a gorgeous shade. I love our new in colors. They're so yummy. They're very yummy colors. Kind of like sherbet. Okay, so let me go ahead and move that off. I mean, look how pretty that is, you guys. So pretty. So pretty. Okay, so let's do the fifth one. The last one. And then comes the scary part. For me, the scariest part is after I do all this work is then die cutting it out. If you were not gonna die cut it out, you can always cut it to the size after you're done. Like I said, I like having a little bit bigger space to stamp it and also to do this part, right? So that you have, a little bit more grip. So if this was already cut down, I wouldn't have this one edge to use to do on the grip. So that's one of the reasons why I like to using using a little bit bigger pieces of paper. Okay, so now with just these edges, I'm going to go over with the Shy Shamrock, which is another one of our new ink colors that will be available on Wednesday. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it's already here. I'll go back to all of the projects that I have used the new products and add all those new products to my supply list so you guys can find them. It usually takes a little bit of time to get all that stuff re-added in. So the things I've got like the PDFs for, I'll go back and reissue those PDFs. So once I added the new supply list, once those are available, to add those on. Oh, so pretty. So I just do the Shy Shamrock. It's a really nice kind of a bright. It's a little bit bright. It's brighter than, you can see the difference between the two, but they're really complementary. Really complimentary. Look at that. What do you guys think? Isn't that beautiful? It's so pretty. Oh my gosh. Now the peach pie is gorgeous as well, which is the new in color, and I love the pretty in pink, right? The pretty in pink and the purple pop, the petunia pop is also pretty. I think I used petunia pop with the pretty in pink on the one card that I made. That's on my blog, so you guys can check that out. Let's see, I need to rebuild my sandwich. So again, you need your number 2 plate. You need a cutting plate, your cutting plate, right? And then I am gonna use tape to hold this down. Oh, I had 2 of these plates. Okay. And the die. What did I do with that die? Here it is. I need to do all my labels. I haven't got all my labels yet. I need to do those labels. Okay, let's cut this out. Just like that. Get my some tape. I'm going to put it in 2 different spots. I definitely want to make sure this doesn't move when I die cut it out, because I did all this pretty coloring. I don't want it to be messed up. Right? Try to get this on there. Although it's hard to try to look at it. It looks pretty good on the camera, because when I'm looking at it aside, not above. Usually when I'm doing this stuff, I'm going to put it right on there. Okay. You can look down on it. Let me run this quickly through my cut and emboss machine. It's right here off camera. And then, let's see here. Pop that out. Oh my gosh, that looked awesome. Good job. And I saved my tape. I got so much of this tape. I use the blue tape, the mint tape from scrapbook.com. But you can use post-it tape or post-it notes or washi tape, whatever you like. But oh my gosh, isn't that beautiful? So gorgeous. All right, let me make sure I put my dies back too, so I don't lose them. I'm trying to be much better at making sure I get everything back where it goes. Oh, excuse me. As I yawn, let me have some more my coffee. How are you guys doing this morning? Oh. I have my pretty pink coffee cup. I love my coffee. Yum, yum, yum. Okay. So I've already got one made. Now, I did notice this takes a lot of Stampin' Dimensionals. You don't have to use, I guess, dimensional, but I use a lot of Stampin' Dimensionals when I put this on. Let me go ahead and make my, let's go zooming in again. So, oh, so pretty. So definitely before you put on your adhesive, look at how you want it to go. And remember, you want to try to, when there are stamps that are this big, you want to make sure that when you're placing them on your card front, that they're not going over, because it looks gorgeous when it goes over, but then it doesn't fit in your envelope. So if you're going to mail it and not hand deliver it, you want to make sure, I love it when it goes over a little bit onto onto your other layer. You want to make sure though that you keep it within the confines of the card so that you can mail it, right? And then I'm going to put my sentiment down here on the bottom. So that's how, because when you're doing this, you can always decide where you want your sentiment to be, where you want your things to go, right? How you feel like it should go. That would look pretty too. Let's do it this way. I usually put the daisy at the top. We can put it this way. And I've already made a bunch of, as you see, it's that way. I made a bunch. I've already made my, this is just an extra. But I also, when I was doing it, I cut up a bunch of extra tags. Let's see. And let me show you guys how I made those tags. Here we go. Look at these. Aren't these super cute? So what I did, and this thanks that I used is the thanks from the Simply Said. I have mentioned this one multiple times. I love this new set, new photopolymer. It's a great set. I think everyone's going to need to get this one for their keeper shelf. And if you haven't gotten the Go Greetings, I think it might, I don't know if the Go Greetings is still available. But if it is, and you guys don't have it, I would totally get it. And then I threaded a piece of the Summer Splash ribbon that'll be this will be available also on May 1st. And this is their bordered ribbon. We have all that gorgeous colors of all the in colors. And the new beige, basic beige, is also in the same ribbon. But I didn't want to put a lot of ribbon because this is so pretty, right? This is so pretty. Oh, that's why I was doing it this other way. See, look, I have it so it sets underneath. That's why I did it that way. But so before you put down your flower, I would definitely do your sentiment, how you want it to go, so that you can see how it will fit on your page, so you'll like the way it goes, right? So I made these, and to thread it through and get it so big, I had to use a lot of that beautiful ribbon. And then I'm going to cut it down because I want it, again, I want it to stay within the confines of the paper. So if you can tell, right, this thing barely fits that tag. I think it fits like the God bless, right? That tag will fit the God bless. Or, I mean, if you're going to do my heart, make my heart smile, heart smile might fit on here. But I like the thanks. I think a lot of these Simply Said will fit. That thanks just barely fits, right? And I have to, when you're cutting, you can see the little holes go right over the S. And how I just got it to fit is I actually just stamped on a piece of, I think it's a 3/4 of an inch piece, and I had extra already stamped. Here we go. And so this piece of cardstock strip is 3/4. So it's 3/4. And when I'm going to put this on here like that, so I just stamped it in the Mento Black on that piece of basic white, is I make sure that I can see the top and the bottom, right? It's kind of along this edge. Remember, there's going to be a little bit more white around because underneath the die, right? So it doesn't cut on the inside layer, right? It cuts on the outside layer. And then because I don't want to get cut off too much of the S, I'm actually going to position the little hole. Do you guys see that? The little hole. I'm just going to position that like right off the T, right? So that the hole is right next to the T. And that's actually where I'm going to put a piece of tape and run that through. And that's going to give me a hole where I could put the full thanks, and then the hole's right there, right? So that it'll fit on there. So it's pretty awesome that it fits. So then after I get this done, so I've threaded through, and this, I did notice this bordering ribbon does shred. So definitely make it bigger until you're done handling it, and then you can cut it down. So I'm going to cut it down again because this still looks really nice, but it's way too big. I'm going to have to cut this super down. And then I'm going to spread it, and I'm going to actually add a glue dot. And I'm going to add it so the glue dot, so it goes over both the transition between both of the ribbons, as well as the tails of the ribbon. And I'm going to put Stampin' Dimensionals underneath. And that's how I'm going to actually put this in. But I do know that I like it this way on this side, but I want to put the flowers because I really like how I have the leaves. Do you guys see how I have the leaves covering over a little bit of my things? So that's how I want this to go, which is why I have the daisies at the top, right? So that I can use these points. If I did it this way, right, it would not, I would have to put it way up here, not down lower. So that is why I chose to do that. Now, the thing with this is kind of a funny shape. So I did have to cut up my dimensionals to fit good on here. So I would just go through and put a set and use a lot of dimensionals on these. I use so many on here. And I try to get them, that one I put there. I'm going to cut one of these in half using my cutting of the adhesives. Scissors. So I can put it up higher up in there. And so on that side, right there. And then this one is the tricky one right here because it's so thin right through here. That one was my trickier one, and I did cut down my dimensionals to kind of fit more in that space. And I put it around the edges. I do put one in the middle, but I put it close to the edges so that it's. And then how I did with this is I just got, when I have a little piece left over, I'm just cutting it down and putting it in that little space. So you guys can see. And then I need another one for this side. And here I'm going to actually cut my dimensional so it has like a little, it's like a little strip, a tiny strip that'll fit. And we do actually have strips, or we have the big piece of foam sticky that would work too. I just, because it's such a small space, I just use my, just cut up my Stampin' Dimensionals. Again, however you guys do it. Works good. But there's so many. You do need to put a lot of Stampin' Dimensionals. I mean, I guess you don't have to, but I do because I like it to give it a little bit more firm. It's funny is when you've seen, when there's some people that use like a full sheet. I couldn't do it with this. It would be so many dimensionals, but it does make the card feel way solid. Having a lot of dimensionals, it does make it feel pretty solid. Okay, so remember I didn't put it too. I didn't go all the way to the tip because I'm gonna actually tuck my tag underneath, right? So keep that in mind too when you're putting in your dimensionals, where you want your tag and stuff to go. This is the trickiest part for me, is to making sure that I have it at the angle that I want and that I don't go over the edge. There we go. I don't want to go over the edge. Pretty. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty, you guys. Gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Okay. So like I said, I want to use this, but it's too much. So I have these, my ribbon cutting scissors I've got from Stampin' Up. I think if you guys have some fabric scissors, other ribbon scissors, just especially with these ones that kind of they kind of come apart, right? It's better to have some really nice sharp scissors. So I don't use my paper snips. Almost never use my paper snips on ribbon. I use those. And then I just took this as a piece of the basic twine, the white, and just tied a knot around it in a bow so that it holds that together. If you could always put a glue dot under there too to hold it together. I just really like the way that looks. I think it's so pretty. Okay, so now I need my Stampin' what are they called? Glue dots. And like I said, I'm going to put a glue dot, and I'm going to use my Take a Pic tool. I'm going to use a glue dot to kind of span the two, because that'll help it keep it spread apart, because I want it to not look like one piece of ribbon. I want it to be two pieces, two tags. Two tails. So I'm just putting it right there so that it's kind of over the two. That will help keep it separate, right? Then I need dimensionals. I think 2 dimensionals fit actually. Like it'll fit on the back. Or you can always use one of the edge pieces, but 2 will fit on here. It's actually the size that your dimensional will actually fit on it, which is nice. It actually fits. Okay, so now I've taken that off. You can see I made that tail really short. And I'm playing with this. My twine ribbon keeps sliding. Okay, and then I'm gonna actually just kind of tuck it under where I want it to go, and then make sure I've got it straight, right? Because you don't want to pull it up too much if you don't have it on there straight. So make sure you've got it straight before you push it down. Look at that! It's so pretty. It's so pretty. Now, I used, for this one, to add extra, so now I need to just trim my tail of my bow. Do that, but always do that last because you could accidentally untie it and then you have to tie it again. So you almost need that extra bit to make sure you get your thing tied. Although, again, I think I even made it bigger and I cut it twice. Just because. But you don't want it to come undone. Go! Isn't that pretty, you guys? So gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Okay, so I actually added some of the beautiful 2024-2026 in color shimmer dye gems to it. Now you only get, so you get all the colors, right? But they're like a little strip and they're two different sizes. So because I use both Shy Shamrock and Summer Splash, and I did that on purpose because otherwise I did not have like a ton of these because we just had it in pre-order. So on some of them I have Summer Splash, some of them have Shamrock, but they match because I use both of those colors on here. And you need to do that, right? You gotta, when you're making bunches, you gotta figure out like how many things work. And then there you go. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? So gorgeous. And then of course I have to add some Wink Estella because Wink Estella is beautiful. It makes everything all shiny and specular. Now, if you are, I don't think we still have our Wink is still not available. So I don't know if you can find it somewhere else, which I hate to say to go somewhere else. But if you haven't done it yet, you can always pull your Wink apart. Right here, it unscrews, right? And then you can take a piece, you can use some tweezers and pull that off, and then add a little bit of alcohol, rubbing alcohol, the 70 to that, and then shake it really good, and you wouldn't believe how much you'd have your Wink Estella. But then I would definitely to also make sure you check before you, like, you see guys how I do this? It's because I'm making sure that there's some Wink Estella on my the tip of my brush, but not so much because I found that after I add my alcohol to it, it has a tendency to kind of sploosh out the first time, and you don't want to get a blob of Wink because it does color your project, and you want it to be pretty, right? You don't want it to be a mess, and you don't want to do it at the very end. So I always check my my tip before I touch it to make sure I don't get too much on there. Okay, so it wouldn't be one of my cards if I don't do something on the inside and the back. So let me show you guys how I did that. I again will use my Stamparatus. So get out your don't hopefully your stamp and positioning tool did go far. And let me go ahead and put this one away. So yeah, I really like this. I know there some of the other there's a few on the market of these. I just really I found this one. I like this one, and I haven't tried any of the other ones because this works so well. It didn't seem like it's too super sticky that I was having trouble with it, you know, using it, but I find that it is just the right amount of what I need. Just awesome. Okay, so I added, so for the inside, because I wanted to use this as much as possible, I use the thanks on the outside, I have grateful for you on the inside. and then the little daisy. And both of these are from the Love of Beauty, um, stamp set. So we have two. They actually have a really tiny daisy too, but I am going to just use these two. And so I've cut another piece of basic white, and this one is at the 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. And I'm actually going to add my strip first because I want to make sure I know where it's at. And you guys saw I made the strip. So let's go ahead and put that on. And here we go. I have my strip. So just be careful when you're putting this on if you don't. I usually do it the other way, but you don't have to glue it on. You can always just lay it over so you kind of know where you want your strip to be. Because I want to stamp my flower and my sentiment down here at the bottom. That's the Grateful for You, and then I'm going to put the daisy over here. Now I'm going to go ahead and stamp these at the same time because they're the same. They're the same width. So if you're using stamps from different stamp sets, I find, especially different stamp sets, they have different depths, and then they don't. The pressure isn't the same. So then you'll have problems if you're trying to do the same. But I'm going to use the Memento Black. And add my Memento Black. Uh-oh. Look at that. I have a black piece of fiber or something. There we go. Isn't that beautiful? Oh my gosh, it's so gorgeous. I'm just going to use my tool to get that up, over. Okay, and then again, I want to make sure I clean this and put them back so I don't lose them. Because that would make me so sad inside. Because there's a happy birthday. I don't know where I've lost it. One of the new stamp sets. One stamp set that I'm just really terrible at. I keep losing pieces too. Okay. Let's put this one here. Grateful. This is a really beautiful one. And like I said, you can tell, right, how it's a little bit darker in color. Because I've used it so much. So much. Because I love it. And then I'm going to go ahead and bring my paper back. Now, when you're coloring, don't forget when you color with your blends, it can bleed through. So that's why I wanted to bring my paper back in. I usually have my paper cut down so it's a little bit smaller size. And then I'm going to use my blends to do this. And I'm just going to use the Summer Splash. And then, let's see, I have my Calypso Coral. I'm going to use the light Calypso Coral and the light Petal Pink to do the colors, right? So I'm going to use my Calypso Coral for the centers of my daisies. I'm going to use the Summer Splash for the leaves. And I'm not going to go ahead and go, you could, if you were, really wanted to, you can go back through here and add like a little bit of the Shy Shamrock. I didn't, but you could always do that if you wanted, so it matches better your front, but I didn't. And then I just used the Petal Pink to color my daisy. There we go. That pretty? Oh my gosh, it's so pretty, you guys. And then I'm gonna add the wink in the middle for the daisies center, so it all matches up. Is that awesome? Okay, there we go. Now I can just add that in. Let's find where's my one. Add. Oops. So these cards will be going out in the mail today. I have to get them to the wonderful lady that's doing our swap so that we can get them and come back in the mail. So I can't wait to show you guys when they all come in. I'll be sure to show you all. I've done that in the past when we get those swaps in. I don't do very many swaps. I do like doing them because they're an Avid where they have a bunch of things they have to do. Oh, it's so pretty. Oh my gosh, you guys. Isn't that gorgeous? And it's really easy. You can, of course, color these with your blends. But the smooth color of using your blending brushes versus like coloring with your blends and blending, I think it is quicker to color it with that. I used all those colors, and then the petal pink it's really nice to make it the double. I've never really used the stencils with my blends to see if I could do the alcohol markers with the blends. All right, let me go. I don't know if you can do that, but I don't know. Might be able to if you're good. Watercolors or all kinds of things, probably. If you're really good at that, you can do a dry brush watercolor. There we go. So I've just added that strip. You guys saw me make that earlier on there. And then, of course, I always like to add my Stampin' Up! Logo. It's not done until it has the Stampin' Up! Logo on the back. And this is from that Stamped with Love set that's actually in the catalog. Just like that. Yay. And then I wanted to mention, talking about the back of the catalog, you'll find this stamp set at the very back. And usually when you're at the very back of the catalog, you find something else. Okay, so let me show you guys. There we go. This is the Layers of Beauty stamp set, and your gorgeous stencils, decorative masks. And like I said, I'm just going to take these into the sink after we're done and clean them off. And then I also use the thanks from the Simply Said, and of course the dies and the little I put the little one back. Here it is, and the little stitched die goes in there. Oh, it's so cute, the little tag. Such a cute tag. Okay, so that is what I did to make this card. Oh, and the circles. This is that huge new embossing folder that will be available starting May 1st, which is pretty awesome. Okay, there we go. Awesome. Okay, so I did want to mention, when you guys get the new catalog, and if you've been looking for it, you might see some differences. So we have some changes coming. We don't know exactly when, but in the very back, we usually have our hostess sets. So I do know like the Calm and Quiet has sold out, but I'm pretty sure the Flight of Night is still available. I love this set. You guys don't have it, I would totally get it. The only way you can get this is with your reward points, right? And with rewards is when you do a $150 order or more, Stampin' Up! Gives you rewards that you can use to either get these or to get any products in the catalog, right? Or online store, right? You can use those rewards for anything. So rewards are not changing in that sense, but if you've got the new catalog, you've noticed that in the back we do not have any new Hostess sets, right? The Hostess set, like we're used to going to the very back and seeing what the Hostess set is. Like here for the there's this the mini. This is the Hostess set. But if you notice in the new catalog, there isn't a Hostess set. And that's because at some point we're going to have a shift. We don't know yet how. It's when they can get all the fabulous stuff up for our new website. The more features to the website is coming. So what they're going to make it, they're just going to streamline it and make it easier and pretty much better for everyone. So they are going to change these percentages. That's going to change. So they're no longer going to have there's no longer going to be stamp sets that you have to use rewards to purchase or product. And they're not going to, at least not that we're aware of, that's going to be in the annual catalog. And they don't have the the percentages. So the percentages are still going to be where you see if you do a $450 um, order, they give you 14% instead of the 10% in rewards, and you get a half price item. So that is actually something also that's going to shift. What they're doing is really exciting. They're going to be every order you're going to get 10%. So, and those, I believe it's for a year. You can keep those rewards. You can stack them up. So usually when you have rewards, you have to spend them on the order that you do right then. And that, but now, but going forward in the future. So right now this is still what has, even though we're not going to have these starting May 1st, we're still going to have these percentages. That means you still can get the half off item at $450. They'll give us all a lot of time lead to let us know when the new changes, the fully new changes will come. But I'm really excited because you guys are going to get 10%. So even if you only do like a $40-$50 order, you're going to get 10% of those in rewards that Stampin' Up! Will collect for you, which is so exciting. So exciting. So that you guys don't have to feel like you have to do these huge orders, and that everything you do will get rewards, and then you can use it to get product. And it, instead of having to use all those rewards that day, they accrue for future. Those rewards are going to accrue for future orders. So it's super exciting. We're really excited about it. It isn't yet there because we don't have all the pieces in place yet. But if you notice in the back, when you're looking at this, there is a difference. They don't show that. They just have the QR code to go to the online store, which will show you our current program and all of its glory. Because we're excited about those changes. There are some little differences coming, but not right away. You'll notice though that there is not a special host set. Those percentages are still the same until they give us the heads up. So we're not sure when that'll take place, but I'm excited because I can't wait for you guys to be able to get more things for free. It's always the best part, right? Anyway, I love, and our products are just gorgeous. So what do you guys think? You like that? Layers of Beauty? So pretty. Oh my gosh. So hopefully my ladies and my swap will like them. It's a really gorgeous, beautiful set. If you guys haven't tried you can still get the Enduring Beauty bundle now, or you can get the Layers of Beauty bundle starting on Wednesday. It's just gorgeous. Using these are so fantastic. Love, love, love. Okay, so like I mentioned, only one more day, you guys. One more day. So today and tomorrow, today's the 29th, for the last chance products. And those are the up to 60% on the last chance sale, or anything from the annual catalog, the one that's current now, the 23 to 24 annual, as well as the gorgeous January to April mini catalog, right? So tomorrow is the last day to get anything in that catalog. So if there's anything in there that's still available that you want, make sure you get it. I don't want you to miss out. The May 10th is the day for the best there is. That's our new paper pumpkin. And it is a Father's Day themed. It matches one of the gorgeous new papers that is in the annual catalog. Look at that. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty, you guys. I'm pretty sure I've shown you that one. It's so pretty. And it's in like a bundle that's like a double bundle. Oh, there's so many gorgeous things. And you can also get the Q2's dies. It's those butterflies, the little hexagon, and the thanks. So it's 4 dies. And you can get those in my online store under Paper Pumpkin past. I think it's like a past kits, refills, and add-ons. And this is an add-on. I believe the gorgeous butterfly add-on, the gorgeous butterfly refill kit is still available. There's some of the other kits that are still available too, the refills. You do need to be a Paper Pumpkin subscriber to get those. Oh my gosh, you guys, the butterfly one was gorgeous. So I'm really excited. They're just getting better and better, the Paper Pumpkin. But anyway, so those are on sale now, the butterflies and the refill kits. and those are while supplies last. So if there's one that, of course, that you want, get that now. But the the best there is, that one is going to be we're in the subscription period now, so you can subscribe, and then that's the 10th of May is the last day to get those. So anyway, thank you guys so much for joining me this morning. I hope you guys have enjoyed looking at the beautiful layers of beauty, this upcoming stamp set and gorgeous bundle of fabulous stencils. I'm so glad Stampin' Up's doing that. These are so much fun. They're really addictive, actually, because it's so pretty to watch the colors just go. It's almost as satisfying as embossing when you hit that embossing and it changes. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's card, and don't forget that if you need anything, I do have a host code for April. You can find all that information, shop with me. I appreciate your support in the comments, or not in the comments, in the description of this video and on my website. And of course, like and subscribe and share if any of your friends are really into the fabulous, if they're into decorative masks and stenciling, this might be something they might want to check out. So anyway, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Happy crafting.